I went for a run in Darren Park and attempted to get myself in shape before heading to Japan. But once again, I was reminded of how much I genuinely dislike this city. For example, elderly people blasting loud music for their bizarre morning exercises, cyclists riding on the sidewalks despite the presence of dedicated bike lanes, and vice versa, smokers lighting up openly on the streets, and the general lack of aesthetic coordination in urban design. It all creates an unsettling, chaotic atmosphere that makes it hard to feel at ease. On top of that, I can't stand when people feel no hesitation talking on their phones in enclosed spaces like subway cars or elevators. I find the superstitious practices of Taoism and folk religion, such as burning paper money for the deceased, nothing more than pointless air pollution. So many people wear ill-fitting or mismatched clothes. It's hard not to perceive it as simply tacky. The widespread neglect of basic hygiene, like not using deodorant despite heavy sweating, is genuinely unpleasant. People cough openly without masks or sneeze loudly as if on purpose to draw attention, a behavior I find incomprehensible. The habit of chewing with one's mouth open, creating loud smacking noises whilst eating, is deeply off-putting. I get irritated by people who spread their legs or cross them inconsiderately in public transport or even restaurants, showing no regard for the space of others, particularly in Taipei, to say nothing of other parts of Taiwan. There seems to be a fundamental lack of social consideration, no internalized sense of restraint to avoid discomforting others, even if that means making minor sacrifices in one's own comfort, like staying home while ill or minimizing one's personal space in crowded environments. It feels like an utter absence of common sense. Then there are those who spit film onto streets, often older individuals, which is both unhygienic and revolting. Some people don't even wash their hands after using the restroom. Many rush to board public transit without letting passengers off first, and others cut in line shamelessly without the slightest sense of guilt. But after listing out all these grievances, I find myself turning inward, and I begin to wonder if, in the end, what I truly despise is not just my surroundings, but myself. I fear that I, too, might harbor these ugly tendencies without being fully aware of them, that I might one day become the very kind of person I find repulsive now. What's more, I hate the version of myself that lacks the economic means to rise above these everyday encounters. The me who can afford to live in a more refined, well-mannered community, or commute comfortably by car or taxi, or perhaps even live without the need to walk to work at all. That being said, I do feel some relief knowing that I'll be leaving for Tokyo this summer for work. At the very least, I'll be able to distance myself from a place that constantly reminds me of my own inadequacies and failures. My next goal is to naturalize as a Japanese citizen by 2030, 5 years from now. But that's another story altogether.